What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another Cocoro update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so it's been close to a week since the last time I covered Cocoro, and you can see that Cocoro is actually holding up pretty well right now. You can see it's up just about 6% in the last day. And if you look at it from a market cap standpoint, it's currently 1.07 million. Now, obviously, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with what I just said about it holding up well, just because Cocoro has been bleeding for a long time. But I'm talking about at least in the short term. The reality of Cocoro is that for the last several videos, I've been talking about how price action is starting to flatten out. Oftentimes, when you see price action starting to flatten out, that can mean that you're close to finding a local bottom. Now, does that mean that Cocoro can't continue bleeding? No, it does not. But you guys have to understand that in my last Cocoro video, Bitcoin was trading at about 102,000. So you're telling me right now that Bitcoin lost about 7,000 and Cocoro hardly moved. That does show a little bit of strength in the project. And if you look at Cocoro on CoinMarketCap, you can see that the volume is still very solid. That's what a lot of people also don't understand. It has the whole Uniswap issue going on, but the volume is still very good. The volume to market cap ratio is 27.4%. So there's clearly still interest in this project. Now, again, if you look at the overall crypto market though right now, Bitcoin is at 95,500. Ethereum is 3,170. If you look at the crypto fear and greed index, this is where things are insane. You can see that we are at extreme fear right now, 10. We have not seen these levels for a very long time. If you scroll down and you click on the last year, we have not seen these levels all the way since February of 2025. In fact, February 27th is the last time that we have seen the fear and greed index at 10. So that right there just tells you how fearful the market is. And let's just have a look right now. Where was Bitcoin at during that time? So February of 2024 was when Bitcoin was down here around 76,000. And right now, Bitcoin is trading at 95,500. So that right there, you can see a little bit of a discrepancy in the market. This is the same fear as when Bitcoin was 20,000 lower. And definitely if you come over here and you look at like Ethereum as an example, we have not seen extreme fear for Ethereum since it was at very low levels. And Ethereum even went lower than in February. Ethereum in April went all the way down to $1,383 a coin. And again, right now it's still 3,100. So this is why perspective is super important in the market. And I will actually go over technical analysis in just a second, but I do want to show you Cocoro's X account real quick. So you can see that at this point, they're at 1,055 followers. And I know a lot of people have been asking, why do they not post that frequently anymore? They only post like once every 3 days. You have to understand, Cocoro has already had like 3 or 4 X accounts suspended, and they had a Telegram that was hacked and deleted, and they have the current Uniswap issues. Right now, they cannot afford to get another X account suspended. That's just the reality of the situation. If they're constantly posting or something happens to the X account, then that would be very bad for the project. So that's my take on the situation. But again, in general, right now with Cocoro, things do not look as bad as some people would say. From a long-term standpoint, yeah, obviously it's been getting hammered. But as we stand right now, price action is holding up well. And if you look at a lot of the top wallets in this project, a lot of them have not sold anything. So that shows that there is still a lot of conviction in this project. And I also want to show you guys Nero, just because you could argue that Nero is the leader of this narrative. I want you guys to understand that Nero has gotten hammered as well. You can see that it's the 408th largest crypto, and it's all the way down to a $58.2 million market cap. And if you look at Nero, you can see that it's actually down 95.5% from its all-time high. And you guys know Nero was easily one of the hottest projects in 2024 when it got a Binance listing. It ran all the way over $1 billion market cap. So when you see this big of a pullback, it's pretty easy to see why a project like Cocoro is also pulling back. It's not only because of the Uniswap issue, it's also because the market's getting hammered, especially from a Memecoin standpoint. But again, just to give a quick little technical analysis update, I really want to show you guys the CME gap. So you can see that we initially closed that 96,000 gap. However, there is still a gap beneath us around 92,000. Do not be surprised at all if Bitcoin does drop down to fill this gap. I know a lot of people don't want to see Bitcoin continue to drop, but 92,000 is absolutely possible. But even if that does fill, I want to make sure you guys understand the bigger picture. So when you look at Bitcoin, this is the 2-week time frame as an example. So you look at Bitcoin on the 2-week time frame, you can see that the stochastics are extremely oversold, and we have a strong Class A bullish divergence. Price action is swinging up into a higher low, and the RSI is swinging down into a lower low. So just those 2 indicators alone are part of the reason that I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I'll show you guys the weekly time frame because it's also evident on the weekly time frame, not just the 2-week. So the it's good to see that on 2 larger time frames. Extremely oversold stochastics right now. We've put in a double bottom on the stochastics, and even the RSI itself is getting very oversold. So yet again, Class A bullish divergence, oversold stochastics. What has happened every single time we've had oversold stochastics? Extremely oversold right here, very strong bounce. Extremely oversold, very strong bounce. Extremely oversold, very strong bounce. And just go back and look through Bitcoin's history and you'll see that pretty much every single time we're extremely oversold, we get a very nice bounce. Now, does it guarantee that we're going to put in higher highs? No, it does not. But if you look throughout Bitcoin's history, oftentimes it does lead to higher highs. Now, if we do put in a lower high, then obviously that could change things. But as we stand right now, the larger time frames still look very good. And you also have to understand that market conditions are getting better and better. We know that quantitative tightening is coming to an end on December 1st. I know a lot of you guys are probably tired of hearing that, but it's true. Quantitative tightening ending is huge, and there are a lot of rumors about QE potentially starting. And a lot of people think it could start as soon as Q1. But honestly, that's about it for the update today. As always, if you guys are interested in Cocoro, market updates, and just getting into projects super early in general, then I always recommend you take a look at my Discord. As you guys know, we've hit some huge multipliers in here this cycle. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to have you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Cocoro. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.